Hi, Leo, and welcome to my channel, The Guided Intuitive, and thank you so much for being here. So what we're going to do is something a little bit different. We're going to do your life purpose read and just do a quick kind of an idea as to what it is that you are passionate about, and then what your talent is and how we can put those together. So we're going to check that out in terms of finding out what your wealth code is, what is going to bring you wealth in not only material plane, but also in the heart space, body, mind, and soul. So this is actually could be something that could help you, because I know a lot of us might be going through some changes and looking into ways where we might want to become very inventive in terms of our career and our aspirations and what that looks like. So I thought this is a good time to do this. So here we are, right? Now you do want to check out not only your sun sign if you're a Leo, but you want to also check out your midhaven point. If a lot of you do not know what that is, you do want to go in my description box below and plug in your data for your birth, chart, and then it will show what your midhaven point is, and then the sign that relates to that. Just keep in mind that the midhaven point is represented by MC. MC. Okay, so it's MC. That's what you want to look for, and that's going to actually point to the astrological sign, and then that's the sign you want to check out in terms of the other life purpose videos, because that will help you, because that talks about career and aspirations, that type of thing. Okay, so it's a good starting point. Okay, so there you have it. So let's get started. Now this is a general read, so if you're looking for a private read that taps into your own personal energies, go to theguidedintuitive.com up here or in my description box below. Okay, all right, let's see what is in store for you, what we've got going on for you, what your passions are. Those of you that want to take this a step further and really dive deep into achieving your passion, whether it is that business, whether it is about focusing on a relationship, you definitely want to check out a discovery session up here. It's some one-on-one time, allows us to get to know each other, and then allows me to make a recommendation based upon your needs if it's a good fit, and then invite you into one of our programs. Okay, so there you have it. Now those are for the serious minded. Okay, so for those of you that really feel that they need maybe that next step in terms of that motivation, inspiration, clarity, and also the accountability. Okay, all right, so let's jump into this and see what's going for you, but it's in my description box as well. Okay, so look for a discovery session. So let's find out what you're passionate about. That's what I want to know. What is it you're passionate about, Leo? Okay, let's see what wants to come out for you here. What do we have? Wow, well, we've got the great nurturer. Okay, interesting. So it's interesting that we get this, because what you're passionate about is providing nourishment not only for yourself, but also providing nourishment for others. So we've got the doe with her fawn, and this is all about just nourishing each other. So whatever partnerships, whatever that you bring into a fruition, you want to make sure, or that you become involved in, I should say, you want to make sure that there is nourishment that goes both ways. So that's very, very key. It is about giving, but also receiving nourishment back. Okay, and this is nice, because this is telling me that it's very kind of like calling on that kind of that motherly type of energy, almost like kind of the Empress energy a little bit. It doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine, we have that all in us, right? Both energies, but this is really talking about being very devoted, right? Being very sympathetic, having those capabilities, but also providing a very supportive and quite stable environment for things to thrive. Okay, so that's what I get in terms of the great nurturer. And keep in mind too is that this is what makes the earth go around. Okay, because it's about helping each other out, especially most especially during times like this. Okay, so this is beautiful. Okay, so that's what I see kind of come into place. Now you are knowing that when you're in your lower energies, if you are focusing a little bit more on over giving kind of type thing, that kind of gets in more of your shadow type energy. So do keep that in mind. Okay, so you kind of want to refrain from kind of moving into that type of a kind of shadow, dark kind of dark side. And it's just to remind you and to really, totally be able to step up into what it is that you're here to do, what you're here to do on earth. And I guess I should say what you're passionate about. Okay. And in terms of that, some of the things to keep in mind is that, don't overgive, and really be focused on just, being that channel of growth. of unconditional love, of abundance, okay, for yourself and for others is very, very key. We need that lifeline to keep us going. So, and it is about creating community, right? About growing and creating community. When you embody this archetype, it's really important that that you automatically have this pulse on humanity, and you kind of know what it needs, and you're able, through love, patience, and through nurturing and caring, to provide that nourishment. Okay, now this could be, some of you might be in nutrition, of course, some might be in the health field, right? And some of you just might be ahead of a reign in your own business or an organization, in a manager type position, but it's about nourishing others around you, and so they can become the best that they could be, right? If you're intensely connected, to your feelings, and you care profoundly for the people in your life, or when you carry a heavy burden of others, of other people's, kind of pain and stuff, it kind of finds you in a little bit more of a shadow side of that. So that's more or less in that shadow side. And again, just, focus on becoming and receiving, and becoming, and just that one that just creates, beautiful community, and provides that vein, that lifeline for the community. So that's what I see. That's what you're passionate about, okay? Which is about being very loyal. It's about being very reliable. But what I want to do is I want to see what it is that you are good at, because that's what you're passionate about nurturing others, and sharing that with them. Let's take a look at what that is. Okay, so what is it that you're good at? Okay, here it is. Oh, nice. So we get the advocate. This is beautiful. So this is nice, and I'm not surprised to see this, because this is about showing others the light. Okay, showing others the light. So take a look at this. It's kind of like someone tapping, putting your arm around someone, saying, "This is the light. This is not only the light of the world. There is light in you too." So it's kind of like showing the light to others. Excuse me, but it's also helping them find the light within them, as well. So this is gorgeous. This is about aligning with the greater good for all. And it's very, again, remember I talked about kind of the lifeline of the universe and of community. That's what that nurturer does. So then you might find yourself in a community, being an advocate of some sort for a community, for an organization, something that you can really stand by, that really brings light to humanity. And that's what I see here. This is beautiful, guys. So now keep in mind too, is that in terms of, like, they say ignorance is bliss, right? But it's not so much for the advocate, because in your case here is what I feel in terms of, like, this being a something that you're really, really good at. That this is ignorance is really believing that there are no limits to what you can do, right? And if you become ungrounded or overconfident, what happens is that you can overshadow or overdose on what is really possible. So this is that would be coming in more of your lower energies. So what this wants to remind you is that you're an inspiring leader, and you can translate things for people so they can see the light in themselves and the light of the world, right? And have a very positive outlook that serves a greater cause beyond you, and sometimes, beyond humanity, right? So that's what that talks about. So it's really just talking about being an enforcer of positive, social change of some sort. So this is what you're really good at, okay? To really close the gap between the needs of the everyday people, but also in your field of expertise, and the divine, being that, and the divine ideal for them, what that really looks like, their truth, right? So uplifting humanity, really, I mean, it's beautiful. I want to take a look at what the nurture, kind of the lifeblood of the universe that nurtures each other, and the advocate for a greater, cause in humanity. If we were to bring those together, what does that look like? So we're talking about your, what you are passionate about, and then also what you're talented at. What does that look like? Let's take a look. All right. So what do we have? Ah, this is nice. I'm not surprised to see that it fits so perfectly for you. Okay. What I get is the visionary, right? And this is about seeing that bigger picture and being able to see the light in the midst of that, and to be able to lead others with inspiration and in positive change. This is the visionary. You might be a visionary. You might be running a company. You might be that visionary that inspires others to do their best to find their light and shine their light, right? And therefore enlight the business, the community, the organization that you might be involved in. So this is really about being very insightful, which of course is that Leo lion as well. Being very enthusiastic, being very how do I want to say it? Very inventive as well, okay? As well as being very curious too, okay? And that's what the visionary does, really. It, finds, it really kind of brings together, a plan and a mission that everyone can follow and can make decisions by, and whether that's in the life or of course within an organization. But wow, this is really, really beautiful for you. Gosh, I love seeing this. So yeah, so it's the visionary, and this is actually heart-centered because it's actually a green card that talks about the heart chakra. And it reminds others that the world is full of possibilities. So, especially in times where we feel that things are, might be a little bit more darker, this is saying, hey, wait a minute, you're forgetting that there are so many possibilities right now, and there is a possibility for huge change in the world. There is possibilities for you to take it in a direction that you've always wanted to take your life in, hence life purpose, right? So whatever it is you're passionate about and heart-centered about, has you thinking about that, right? But you're creating the vision for others to follow, okay? You know that you are on your shadow side if you are actually have a limited viewpoint about something and not taking in consideration everyone else's ideas, or being that inner critic of your own self, okay? And this reminds you, so if you hit that point, to just remind yourself, hey, wait a minute, I'm the Leo lion here. I am about, my soul's desire is really about to uplift humanity, right? It's about this inspirational lead to create structures, systems, organizations, and of such that will, of course, uplift the world, and it'll be the greater well-being for people, and so that's what I see. That's what that visionary is, okay? And a lot of the great qualities, you could be someone who's very, self-disciplined, community-minded, and service-minded as well. So that might put you in front of an organization or a department or a director of some sort. But you really practice some spirituality in this too. You've got some spiritual gifts to really lead and thrive and manage things from practicality and really uplift the humanity, the human spirit, so to speak. So let's take a look at what that could look like. That great nurture, the advocate, and that visionary. What could that look like? Let's take a look at what that is for you, Leo. Let's see. Nice. Remember when the person for positive change, like an honorable warrior, right? This is a person that really focuses on what it is that there's truth and what they believe in, and they fight for it. And it's honorable because it is their truth, right? It is the truth. And so that's what I get here. And it's really taking a stand for positive change, right? For positive change is what I see here. So this is about being brave, and I would expect nothing else from a Leo, right? And I love this. I feel like I have a little part, and I've got a Leo rising, so I love this. And so my hat's off to all you Leo suns and moons and all of that. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, hold on. Okay, guys, sorry about that. So getting back to the honorable warrior. But yeah, so what I see here is this is about, taking courage and having determination, right? and to really go after what it is that you truly believe in. And so this is what I feel is how you can bring that visionary, advocate, and nurturer together. This is a really taking a stake for positive change. So it's very action driven, hence the warrior, right? And being that it's courageous, I'm not surprised that Leo got this, because it's that spiritual warrior as much as a courageous warrior, right? In the essence of itself. But very hardworking, loyal, and action taken. And it's like you stand for you kind of stand for the underdog, at times when they can't stand up for themselves. Which makes a lot of sense to me in some respect, but then also that it is also about it's about doing your best. And what I believe for you, Leo, here is it says that you are at your best when you are saving the world, and especially as this honorable warrior. So this is really beautiful. You know that you can find a way as long as you have that will in you, and this is saying that the honorable warrior really truly does. So very, very highly valuable person on any sort of project, for any organization, and that you're involved into. And it's like, really, it's kind of like it's like that thunderbolt here, like lightning strikes. Just do it, and strike while the lightning's while it's hot. It's kind of what I get, really good feeling. It's that spiritualness too of the purple there, and being that white is being very, very transparent, in terms of this being your truth and fighting for it. So that's what I see here. Yeah, it's leadership. It's really about leadership and having conviction for a change, to create change. It could be for the environment, for the health, for whatever organization that you happen to be in, or whatever business that you happen to be in and want to fight for. So that's how I feel. It's following the divine direction, for yourself, right? And truly to create positive change in this world. That's really your theme. I want to take a look at what is your best advice. Okay, what is your best advice? In terms of this moving forward, what does that look like for you? Let's see. Oh, and we end it with the king. Oh my gosh. Boom, right? I will tell you. The king. So this is beautiful. This is about king of the domain. This is someone that sees the vision, right? Hence that visionary, right? Is nurturing. So very nurtures the family, and around him or her is very, very key. And the advocate brings light into the world, right? Is very regal as well, right? So I really feel you do it with with a lot of charm, okay? And being that honorable warrior, right? And what way the lion's dressed up is so much a diplomatic, honorable warrior, right? Following the passion, very regal, right? So wanting to, and what's beautiful about this is it's governed by the sun here, right? And that just says, again, it's focusing on bringing the light to others and showing others the light, visualizing that. So to bring this all together, this is really about to powerfully lead in your mission. And this is about leading people. So you're a leader in some way, shape, or form, whether in your own business or within an organization, or you're leading a team of others, because you just know how to do it so well, Leo. So, that's really what I'm getting here. It's really beautiful. Okay. So, that's exactly what I get here. So just know that you honor and follow your divine, direction, and you're powered by your high value gifts here, and towards a worthy cause, right? And you wholeheartedly serve for positive change in this world. So, wow, absolutely gorgeous. So guys, let me know how this resonates with you. Please note your comments below. And again, this is a timeless read, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, namaste.